This slide is entitled Best and Highest Use of Your Time. And it asks, as persons, all we really have is time, and all the things that we have are borrowed. And this is, I believe, true. You don't have to agree, okay? But it is true. Really, as human beings, all we have is time on this planet. And as we saw earlier, the average young American probably has about 30,000 days to live. And when you get to 40, you're down to like 15,000. And when you get to 60, you're down to like 7,000. Okay, like that. But eventually you get to zero. And there aren't any refills. So really, time is all we have. And all the things we have, whatever they are, they're basically borrowed. Someday, they will go to somebody else. Okay. This is the nature of life, right? It goes back to this Asian idea of yin and yang, right? That every day lived is a blessing. You should be grateful for that. But every day you live is also one less day that you have to live. Okay, so you have the yin and you have the yang. Okay, and there's a very famous Canadian singer-songwriter by the name of Neil Young, and he has a song that he entitled "This Old Guitar." And in that song, he talks about using, I believe, Hank Williams' guitar. And Hank Williams was a very famous American country singer who has now passed away. And Neil Young says, "This old guitar is mine for a while." Okay, so that old guitar used to belong to Hank Williams, who has passed away. Was probably one of the most famous country singers in American history. Neil Young is now using Hank Williams' guitar to play his music. He's a very famous guy. And Neil Young says, "This guitar is only mine for a while." Okay, meaning that someday we'll go to somebody else. Okay, so the idea, I think, is be careful of things that you buy, because you can't take them with you. Okay, and don't buy stuff you don't need, right? Because someday we will depart this planet, and those things will stay behind. Now, of course, you could bequeath your chattel. Chattel is a French word for meaning small things to somebody or something. You could do that. That's up to you. As long as you're aware that $6,000 watch you bought is not going with you, and you're aware that $10,000 handbag is not going with you, and that $200,000 Lamborghini is not going with you either. Okay, okay. Just so you know, just for your information, okay? Because I know a lot of people spend their time and money acquiring these things that are just borrowed. They're just borrowed. Okay. Second bullet point. Should you review your accomplishments every night and plan your following day? And I would say yes. Okay. Every night, think about, okay, what did I accomplish today? I did this. And think, okay, next day I'm going to do this. Okay. Okay. Because you're trying to get the most out of your life. You're trying to get the best results, the most value out of every day of your life. Because again, you only get about 30,000 days. And when you get to day number 29,999, you're out of time. Okay. All right. So you want to make the best and highest use of your time. And to do that, it's probably helpful to review what you did at night, review what you accomplished during the day, and then plan the next day. Third bullet point asks, should you ask yourself every morning, what is the best and highest use of your time? And I would say yes. When you wake up, even though you reviewed your accomplishments of the day prior, and you plan your following day at night, in the morning when you wake up, say, okay, what is the best and highest use of my time today? And the reason I say that is because some of my students have told me, students will snitch on each other, okay? They will tell on other people. Some of my students told me that some of my young students are spending the whole day playing video games and computer games, the whole day. And then I've had students have carpal tunnel syndrome, right? From their gamer, from playing games all day. I know that. If you're not going to be a game developer, that's probably not the best and highest use of your time. Okay? If you're spending your whole day playing video games or computer games, that's probably not the best highest use of your time, unless you're going to be a game developer and make money with it. Okay. Moreover, they told me that some of the ladies spend a lot of time watching these Korean soap operas. Okay. Again, that's probably not the best highest use of your time, watching soap operas, large parts of the day. So you want to figure out what's the best and highest use for your time. Okay. Whatever that might be. It depends, If I'm a follower of Carlos Santana. If you're a guitar player like Carlos Santana, practicing your guitar is probably the best and highest use of your time. He just bought a $22 million house in Hawaii. Has a $5 million house in Las Vegas. Probably has other houses. That's good. Guitar playing is good. Okay. If you're a singer like Beyonce, singing is probably the best use of your time, and so forth. Right? Depends on each case. Okay. When they come to the right, please write down your thoughts on these ideas. Okay. So tell me what you think about these ideas and how it applies to you, right? Because again, ultimately, this assignment is for your benefit, right? Sometimes people think that teaching is about teachers. Teaching is not about teachers. Teaching is not even about teaching. Okay, teaching is about learning. Teaching is about facilitating students' growth, learning and growth. That's what teaching is about. It's not about me. It's not about the instructors. It's not even about the teaching. It's about students learning as much as possible in a way that will contribute to your growth as a person. And in this case, since this is a business program, contribute to you becoming wealthy. Okay. I know that sounds terrible. People like, I'm gonna laugh like the socialists and the communists, they'll say that's a sin, but that's the reality. The purpose of this assignment is to ensure that you can, or facilitate the growth of your net worth, so that your net worth can grow as big as possible, as quickly as possible, so that you can have a wonderful life and a fantastic retirement. Okay, next slide. Okay, this is a continuation of the previous slide. Best and highest use of your time. Using results from the Social Security Administration of the United States, how many years are you likely to live on average? Using your life expectancy in years, multiply that number by 365 days to estimate how many days you are likely to live. Take your current age in years and multiply that by 365 days. Subtract how many days you've lived already from your life expectancy total days. In the space to the right, write down your thoughts on the idea of making the best and highest use of your time. So this is a continuation of the previous slide, but here we're doing the actual math. Okay, the other slide was just the idea. Here's the math part. Okay, so let's do the math. Okay, let's say the Social Security Administration tells you that you're going to live you should live to the age of 80 on average. A person born in your year is living to the age of 80. If you're female, it's going to be higher than this. Okay, but even if you're male, it's going to be a little bit higher than this. If you're young man, it's going to be higher. But let's say 80, just to have fun. Okay, so you multiply that by 365 days, and that gives you 29,000 days. Okay, and let's say you are 27 years old, which is the average age for a college student in the United States. Multiplied by 365 days. That means you've already used up about 9,855 days of the 29,000 days. So then you take let's say 29,000 days, and let's subtract 10,000 days. That means that you start with 29,000 days, But now that you're 27 something, you're down to 19,000 days. Because you used up about a third of your allotment. Okay. If you're older, it's less, right? I mean, if we go to 29,000 days, and let's say you're 40, you're down to 14,000 days, roughly. If you're 60, you're down to about 7,000 days. Okay. So this is the real McCoy. So the idea is you want to make the best in high use time every day, because you only get an allotment of about 29,000 days, and when you get to 28,999, it's over. Okay, and there aren't any refills for the most part. Some people come back, because of modern science, like like they have a heart attack and they're able to bring them back for another X number of days. Okay, but in most cases, that's it, no more. And you don't want to be, on your deathbed and regret your life, like saying, "Oh my God, I really messed up my life. I screwed up my life. I could have done this, and I could have done that, and I could have been this, and I could have been that, and all I did was dilly dally and goof off all my life. And look at this." Look at this disaster, right? Look at this mess I created. You don't want that. You want, when you get to your last day, you want to say, I had a vision, and my vision became a reality, and I had a mission, and I achieved my mission, and I had some goals, and my goals became a reality, like that, right? I hit the mark, not I screw up the whole thing, right? You don't want to. So this should be helpful to prevent that from happening to you. Okay, let's go to the next slide. It does happen, by the way, folks.